All right, so you want to know how conflicting this is. All right, so first of all, I'm going to say I did the electronic darts earlier, but that was for pharmaceutical, which I know is held within the same spectrum. I just put up about the squirrels in the Black Hill Miracle or Black Mill Miracle. Like everybody's mom thinks their kids, like just, oh my God, they're so important. They're all exactly the same, right? Yeah. Okay. And then there's the alien ant farm perspective. Usually those are like the right outside street gang of like the good cop and then the bad cop, but like sometimes we work with both, right? Got that. And then there's like the mad that I adore, right? Yeah, those are like, that's like the big VA dads, because I've been flying around like a monarch butterfly my whole life, hanging out with them like Oprah's couch, except it's Once Upon a Lullaby. It's I think that's my private program with them, because like some things you're not supposed to talk about, because like the VA is what holds the security of everything and anything at all times, and my equipment, right? I own my right, and I put this up there because I know this was like confusing. Like for me, ownership, I mean, like what is the point of owning something, right? I mean, you have to protect it. That's the only reason why you ever want to own anything, is because you know you'll do a better job protecting something than somebody else. That's it. That's my only, but that doesn't fit, again, for all the Black Mill Miracle kids of like, you just arrived. So the VA is like, they've got to protect the sanctity of the men that run it, the men on the inside of it. But of course, they have their own problems too. They're not perfect. But they gotta like. I mean, it's not an easy job, which I understood from the very start. And I said I'll help wherever I can. But I mean, if I make mistakes, like how am I gonna know? And he's like, yeah, well, usually they find a way to let you know that they don't like you. And I'm like, great, yeah, that's gonna be really hard for me, because like, how do you want me to protect your sanctity of whatever? Tell them like it is. I mean, it's my fucking shit. And then you're gonna let them. Then you're gonna stand around and let them punish me. Do you want my help, or you want me to blow this whole fucking shit up? It's like, which way does this go? All right, so one of my Once Upon a Lullabies, I met with some minister. Actually, I've met with a bunch. I just don't always remember them in like connection. It depends on whatever I need from the atmosphere, whatever's uploaded or downloaded to my extra specialness, extraordinary, whatever, gym equipment. Right, so I own something called a dollhouse in a project, which is what keeps me safe as my time here with humans, or was supposed to, Once Upon a Lullaby. And that's where I could help keep safe the ministry inside of the big VA envelope. The people inside of it, give them safety, security, and job safety, in order to report anything that they've noticed or that they were concerned about, that but they couldn't confirm. Just so I had a running tally as things broke, in case things in the future, I had a reference point backwards. Because if that trusted uniform did not mention it in the past, how would I know? So again, I mean, and then this is like, right, with jumping and stuff, jumping beans, I got problems, but I'm like, I don't know, space coordinator, I don't know what the hell you call me. So anyway, so I had a ministry with, he's like, sweetheart, he's like, I hold ministry every Sunday where I am. He says, he's like, I just want to give you my perspective of what I see, so you understand, because I hear, right, you're thinking it's just like a church, like you go in like to a Catholic church, right, like in the streets, and then, right, and I'm like, right, yeah, no, that's all I've been exposed to. He's like, right, yeah, no. He's like, some of us are stuck with one another, like 24 hours, 7 days a week. We can't get away from one another. So it's like a different kind of family. He's like, so, right, we do, like, we try to hold a schedule. And I'm like, right, yeah, see, that always sounded like a dream, right, compared to, like, what I've been stuck in. Okay, and so then, right, so he went through it, right. I gotta think, because I already went through this with him. I already watched it. I watched the replay. I watched what I needed. and I wanted to make sure that he knows that that word doesn't pertain to him per se, right, when he's in a Sunday mood, but right, that mad that I adore, that's a matador, right, like the guy who stands in front of the bull and has that little, right, that's the matador, like the way that the blackmail miracle kids, like, oh, you're so cute, you spell everything right, just the right way that everybody taught you, you're so cute, right, because like the god, right, she built it a different way, she built it like the bull. Your favorite dad, it's Mad Dad, Maddad. And then I even stuck in there like if you go back one, just like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, Dad. And then it's Ador. That's like kind of half sort of Latin, French, Italian, whatever, on a special kind of like love, like, but not like a weird, like creepy love, right? It's like a demi like, let's do love with an A for the VA. There you go. Look at that. Like, it's a half love, like a half calf, right? Yeah. Okay. So it's not creepy and weird. It's just like, you're just like the daughter I always wanted. You're like the dad I always wanted. Like that kind of appreciation, right? So we got Demi, like Lova, Demi Lova, maybe. That works. And it's like half calf on love. Like if you can't take the full caffeine, right? Yeah, there you go. And then it's Mad Dad, because like I love you when you're mad at everybody else that you should be mad at. And I'll listen to you if you're mad. Like you can come at me as long as you're mad at them and you're not coming at me that I did something wrong. Because if I did something wrong, I need to like focus on what I can do to fix it. I don't like the mad at me. I don't like you walking away mad at me, because then that usually means you go talk to someone and then I get punished in weird extraterrestrial ways of like lumps on my head and monarch butter flying in the wrong direction and schedule reroutes and whatever. So it just helps if you come to me rather than around me, because that's always been a big concern. Right, okay, so I passed one of these once upon a lullaby with a mad dad who's mad for different reasons. I think there's a mad dog somewhere. I know I've seen him on TV. I haven't on like a TV like that. I can't tell you, right, I don't really know names. But I had a darker gentleman, minister that I had met with. He was not my biggest fan, which was fine. But I needed to help him and his people still, so I needed to know what concerns. And he actually we had a very interesting philosophical conversation. I mean, again, I don't know how to classify it. I don't think of him as human in that instance. Like when I say I hate humans, it's like I hate the humans that left me in this cage, like in this room at 42 without my electron dart system and sign-in that I was born for. Like I have a male that I was born for, and right, all males use an electronic darting system, and that's how my biology for him knows, because I don't want, right, I just want my one. But anyway, that's a whole separate issue. I've got, all right, anyway, so the darker gentleman, he was doing something with a psychology reporting something. And he wanted to, I was curious and he was curious. And then he said something about, one of the things in my whatever that they're concerned, like I'm wired differently and I'm not easily manipulated in the sense of, to do and actually act through devious acts, of harm to, like, I don't find pleasure in harming people, just like the innocent blackmail miracle kids, like that their moms love them and they go to whatever life script they were born to, right? Yeah, no, I don't find, that's not like my thing. I find pleasure in harming the people that harm me and my journey, that I find totally acceptable, right? So now the gentleman, he cleared me to go meet with some pyrotechnic because I needed a psychological analysis of, like, for my own edification on how the humans in this particular build are wired. And I also have to have on my file acceptable candidates that I can cover in full, whatever, immunity, I suppose, should I need to call upon them for something, and whatever, and then whatever. That's whatever internal does that. All right, so now I went there, and I'm like, so now what makes like this job, like there, and I'm like, is this something like like, I mean, I wasn't wired this way. Like, I didn't wake up when I was little and go, oh my God, I have to be like anything, I mean, I knew how to be a wife and a mother, and do whatever it is that he does is what I was going to do. And that was it. And that was my wiring. I was like, I don't get this human thing. Like, they all say, like, well, what do you enjoy doing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Right now, I'm just in stasis. I'm in a wait period. Right? I'm like, how did you know, like, blowing stuff up? Like, what does it, like, is it really make you happy? Like, one guy was like, no, you don't understand. It's like, I mean, if I never have a wife and kids, like, this is my child. And, like, this is the thing I live for. And I'm like, I find that so interesting. I was like, now, like, were you born? Like, did you just, like, what attracts you to the, like, field? I mean, it's actually admirable that somebody has a passion, right? So now, what exactly, right? And I'm like, and now, like, what, like, I mean, I hear men, locker room men in the street, like my dad, or the home thing I got. He's like, like about women, they'll discuss a woman's body, like, whatever they find attractive. Like, in your field, like, of pyrotechnics, like, what is it that, like, you notice that makes you the happiest? Like, what has to happen? Like, what makes it the perfect pyro moment? And he was like, oh my God, he's like, I never thought of it. Like, I've never had to explain. Yeah, it's amazing when you have to put your own stuff into words, isn't it? Building a theory and whatnot. It's like, don't people just know what I love? Yeah, no, they don't know that you just love, like, I just love what I was built for in handsome man, but, like, people don't seem to get that because there's no, I mean, whatever. All right, so tell me about this thing, right? He's like, there's like a time in, like, you're just like, you built it, what its capabilities are, and you're going to impress the hell out of whoever is marking whatever the hell they do in internal to make sure that you're keeping up on your whatever it is that you got to do in order to get whatever it is that you get. And I'm like, right, okay. He's like, so, like, there's that, like, anticipation. I'm like, okay, got that. He's like, and then on the ground, he's like, if you watch, because then they did something, and I'm like, yeah, now, like, what am I supposed to look for? Because, like, I don't want to disappoint you, because I know, like, this is your thing, and I don't want to make it look like I'm not appreciative, and then get myself in trouble that I'm not, like, whatever. So he's like, well, here's the thing. He's like, if you look on the ground, he's like, sometimes it'll just, I mean, like, if you have, like, one of those eyes, he's like, which I was told you do, he's like, you'll see the ground swell just a little bit. And then afterwards, when it goes down, like, you'll see rocks move. He's like, it depends on how discerning your eye is. And I'm like, that is so, the whole ground shakes, huh? I was like, wow. Right. So, I mean, like, it was the most interesting day I ever spent, but I didn't, because it was in, like, a Once Upon a Lullaby. I mean, it wasn't, like, one of my daily, like, I wasn't taken out of my daily calendar and moved. It was on, like, an alternate whatever schedule he had, since they're more regimented, and I'm more like, I fart in the fucking wind. Let's think about this. So I don't know how to categorize that, because it's like, and then the other part is that it doesn't always connect. Like, I don't always have recall. Like, humans talk about, like, they're like, oh my God, remember that time we went to, like, the pumpkin farm and we did, like, yeah, okay, so, like, there's, like, if you have towers of, like, I'm going to put in human forms of, like, computers, right? You have, like, in the 1980s, they had those big, bulky, like, metal tower thingies, majiggies, right? So if you have, like, the Once Upon a Lullaby stack, you have the Once Upon a whatever, and then you have, like, the mental torture you wake up in every day, as myself, in extraordinary circumstances, right? Like, the mental torture one, I don't even have full from the beginning to the end. It's been erased, it's been copied, it's been moved, it's been, I don't know what the fuck that they're up to. So, and then it's like I have to be like almost gifted back by the big VA, some connection or whatever the hell we did and work together. And then it's like, I didn't take names and numbers. I mean, I don't have papers. Is it on file somewhere? I mean, this is not something like, I mean, am I a civil servant to your big VA? Is that how this works? Great. Okay, so then where's my big galoob? Because, like, he's one of you military big VA guys, and I don't belong to the whole VA. I belong to him. How does that work? Just curious.